Hey, my hair looks crazy. Please ignore it. I hadn't seen it from the side until just now. Anyway, I was trying to do heatless curls, and I don't want to take them out until, ow, I shot myself. I just don't want to take them out until I'm done my makeup. So I'm gonna look like this for a duration of the video. Basically, the entire premise of this video is that I feel insane because I have made up a makeup that I want to recreate in my brain. Like, I think I made it up. Like, I don't have a reference because I don't know that it exists. I'm gonna maybe try and put this on. Get all the baby hairs away from my face. Yeah, that looks better, you're right. So basically, I have been trying to recreate this look for years, but my problem is that I don't have a reference image, like not an exact reference, because there are so many things that come close, and so I'm like trying to decide if I've maybe made up an amalgamation of all of these things in my head and the actual reference I'm looking for doesn't exist. But I'm gonna try to do it today anyway. I'll explain to you what the basic idea of this makeup look is. You know what that looks like? That looks like the one girl from Meet the Robinsons. Okay, so basically, I don't even know what time period this is. It's like a really broad spectrum of years that I'm about to give you, and I do understand that, okay? When I say these years, you're gonna be like, girl, that's such a long amount of time, and yes, I know, but basically, from like possibly 80s to early 2000s. I'm thinking 90s, but like I'm throwing a broad net because I really don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But it's like the cozy female lead in a rom-com that's centered like late fall, early winter, and she's in like a big cable knit sweater, and she has like probably shoulder length hair that's like super thick and shiny and maybe like swoops out at the end a little bit, but it's like really thick and it doesn't have like a proper part. It's just like, and it looks so effortless, and her makeup looks so effortless, and like, and the whole aesthetic of the movie is like soft but kind of grainy and like indie almost, but like I don't know what I'm talking about. But she's like wind burnt, but it's not, it's makeup, but the makeup is kind of giving wind burnt, but in like a like effortless, she clearly has makeup on but also maybe no she doesn't kind of look. But like I don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm like thinking of a specific movie character, I think, but I can't think of it. And it's not When Harry Met Sally, before you say that. It's not 2 Week Notice. It's not that one with Winona Ryder either. I don't know why I can't remember the title of the movie off the top of my head. New York, something New York, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know why. And maybe it's not even a rom-com. Maybe it's not even a rom-com that I'm thinking of, and that's what's like catching me up. And I just think it is. I literally don't know, but I'm pretty sure that she's like a love interest. She's the main character, maybe, but she's got a love interest, but maybe it's not a rom-com. I don't know. I don't know if this is real. I don't know if I'm just mashing a bunch of things together, but I have like such a vague image in my head. Like, it's like I have a memory of my dead wife in my head. And every time I look up like, oh, 90s cozy wintry fall rom-com makeup, I get things that are close, but not exactly what I'm looking for. I'll put up pictures of what I found that's close, but it's not quite it. And so I'm gonna try and do it today, but I don't know what I'm aiming for. Like, I'm making it up. It's like a mix of frazzled English and then like cozy rom-com aesthetics, but not quite. Like Rory Gilmore aged up, but not quite. It's like all these examples I'm giving aren't exact what I'm talking about. They're just like close, and it's making me feel crazy. Like I actually feel insane. I don't have an example to look at. I don't have a reference image of any kind, except for this really vague, blurry woman in my brain. Don't worry, I will put on a giant cable knit sweater and go stand by the leaves at the end so that we can get the full effect. I don't even know that these are gonna turn out because my hair was dry when I put them in, and it should have been like 90% dry, 10% wet. But I was already in bed when I decided I wanted to do that, and I was not getting back up to wet my hair. So I feel like people in TV shows and movies where they're like frantically ranting and they have like the board with the red string and they're like, that's what I feel like Charlie Day in that one episode when he's talking about Pepe Sylvia. There is no Pepe Sylvia. There is no reference image. Like, I like a lot of these and they're close. I don't know if you're gonna see this. If you can't see this, I'll put the picture on the screen. But I like a lot of these but they're almost too red. Like, I'm thinking like this, but less red. But I don't know how to explain it. And also, I don't know how this is going to turn out in the end. And I make no promises that it'll be at all what I'm describing. I don't even know what to title this video because I don't have a name for what I'm talking about. Okay, we've got to start doing something. For the eyebrows I'm picturing, they're like they're like somehow simultaneously unkempt and kempt at the same time. Kempt? Can I say kempt, or does it have to be? Guys, I feel like I'm picturing like straighter brows than I have, maybe. Should I shave off the ends of my eyebrows? I usually do, and I've let them grow for a while because I'm lazy. Wow, didn't realize how much of my makeup was on the floor till just now. I'm just gonna lightly trim the ends of my eyebrows, perhaps. Just a little bit, not like a ton. See, like that's not a ton. We're not taking off a bunch. Okay, there we go. My nostril is swollen, not even because of the nose injury. I actually don't know if I've told you, because I'm filming a different video that was supposed to be this week's video, but it's not finished yet, and so I'm filming this instead. And I know that I mentioned my nose injury in that video, but I don't know if I mentioned it in the last video I did post. If I haven't mentioned yet, my dog headbutted me really, really hard in the nose. I thought I maybe almost broke it. I don't think that I did. I am ignoring it now, but it does still hurt, and so I have a big bruise right here that's kind of faded and you can't really see now, thank God. But this nostril is now swollen because I have a zit like right next to this piercing, so I don't know what's going on with my nose, but too much is going on with my nose. I don't think I'm gonna do my eyebrows very differently from how I usually do them in my normal makeup. I want them to still have structure but not be totally like perfectly groomed, you know what I mean? I'm gonna spot conceal a little bit because I do have a lot of acne going on right now, and they always have flawless, perfect, matte, airbrushed skin, which I will not be achieving today on account of I'm a real life human being with limited access to products. I do feel like they always look very matte in these movies, and I, for one, am a very shiny person, so I think that might be one of the most difficult parts to achieve for me personally. Like, I'm already getting shiny in here and I don't even have makeup on there yet, so. Okay, now I'm gonna fill in my eyebrows a little, just the same way I always do. Maybe thinner eyebrows might have been the move for the exact, like, idea that I'm going for, but I just like the picture in my brain of like the slightly thicker, darker eyebrows. But I do think maybe they should have been thinner, but that's okay. I'm just following the exact shape of my eyebrows. I'm not making them thicker or thinner. Foundation next. I'm not gonna use a ton of foundation because, again, I just feel like that's the look. I'm not gonna use a ton of foundation. Proceeds to put a ton of foundation on my face. There was way more on the applicator than I thought. That's my bad. Again, the base is pretty much just gonna be regular. And you know what? Maybe going and standing in the cold will bring the full effect of the makeup to life anyway. Okay, next I would usually do contour, but they don't tend to have a ton of contour. It's like I feel like it's more blush leaning than contour leaning. I'm just gonna do a little bit, but not like a ton. And I noticed they don't usually have any nose contour, but I am still gonna contour my nose. I keep saying they, but again, I don't have a specific reference. I'm just talking about movies from this. I don't even know. I don't even know. As close as I can get references. Just give myself some structure and color so that I'm not pale as a ghost and one-dimensional. We're gonna do my nose, I guess. So far, this is just my regular, normal makeup routine. But again, I've been trying to recreate this for years, so my normal makeup routine has been trying to be this. But, you know, it's fine. I'm gonna contour my nose lightly, but just exactly how I always do. And I didn't put any makeup on this spot on my nose that's red and swollen because, well, it's already angry. I don't really want to put makeup on it, so we're just gonna ignore it and all pretend together that it's not there. Through the magic of friendship, anything is possible. Okay, concealer. Again, this is just me doing my normal makeup routine. I'm just gonna do it regular, how I always do it. I put it, you see these dark, really dark lines right here? I just put it directly on top of that line and blend it exactly where it is, and then kind of out and around. And then I'm gonna put some probably on my eyelids too, just to prime for eyeshadow, because I do think I'm putting eyeshadow on. I'm running out of concealer. I also understand that it does have a lot to do with like the color grading and like the film and or camera it was shot with. So I maybe, you know, maybe I'll edit part of this video to try and color grade it like what I'm picturing in my mind. And maybe that'll improve it. I think we've got to move on to eyes. I need to wash my makeup brushes so bad. They're like all dirty. Maybe I'll go wash my makeup brushes immediately after this video. Wouldn't that be nice if I was that productive? Okay. The eye look is where I struggle the most, I feel like. Because I feel like it's always like a cool toned, kind of subtle, but still there look. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna take this with my finger, because again, limited makeup brush. And I'm just gonna do that all over my lid, which is kind of already the color my lid just is naturally. Just as a starter. A transition shade of sorts. Jesus Christ. We are gonna darken it up a little, but again, I don't want it to be super dark. Like, we're not, there's no smoky eye going on. Like, we're not going that far. I'm gonna focus the most on the crease and underneath the eye, and then like the edges. I'm gonna blend it from there into the edges, but I want this to stay kind of brighter, sort of. Maybe? I don't know. I'm making it up. Okay, I'm gonna take, so, because I want it to be like brownish, grayish, purplish tones, but cool toned and subtle. I'm just throwing a lot of words at you, and none of it really means anything, but I'm going to start with this. We're starting here. After I aggressively wipe this makeup brush on my wrist to get brown off of it. Okay, I'm just gonna do stuff and things. Okay. I'm just gonna literally, don't worry, I'm gonna blend it out with a different brush. I'm just putting it in my crease. I'm gonna do it on both sides. I know some people, when doing their makeup, they finish one eye completely before moving on to the others, but I just, if I'm already doing this step, why would I not just do it on both eyes? I've stuck this in that color, so why would I not? I don't know. Do whatever works for you. This is what works for me. Sort of, not really. On occasion. God, I've already been filming for 24 minutes, and this is what we have. Okay, now that I look like this, I'm going to blend that out with this, but try and keep it sort of in the place it's in. I don't want it to go super far. I feel like that didn't make any sense, but I hope that you know what I meant. Okay, stay with me. I understand that that looks like nothing, but stay with me. I'm gonna do a little bit of this, and eventually this. Maybe. And we're doing the exact same thing. We're putting it in the exact same place. Except this time I'm gonna tap a little bit of it onto the very corner of my actual lid. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a makeup artist. This is not a tutorial unless it turns out good, and then yes it is. Okay? Okay. Blend again. But again, I don't want it to go super far out. I don't know what it is. Every time I do eyeshadow, I feel like it just like absorbs into my eyelid the second I put it on, and then it's just gone and there's nothing there anymore. Like, no matter how much I put on and how pigmented it is, I'll look at it and be like, okay, good. And then I'll look down at the mirror, close the mirror, look back up, it's gone. I don't know what that is. Interesting. We're gonna do one more round of exactly what we just did. So, this and this. You guys aren't doing this. Okay. And now I'm doing something risky, and I'm gonna do what I said maybe to. I'm gonna take this like purpley shade and lightly put it in the same places, but focusing more on this corner. Blend that again. Just like you can't even see the weird purple color I just put in there. That's okay. We're moving on. Well, not really. I'm gonna take that purple color again, and then the color we started with, this color on the inside. Tap that, and then I'm gonna put that under my eye a little bit. Again, lightly. Maybe that was a mistake. Who knows? I think that might have darkened it up a little more than I wanted, but again, don't worry, it'll absorb into my skin soon enough. Now I'm going to take a really thin line of this dark brown and put it really close to my lash line. Not super thick at all. No wing. Okay. Minus the smudges on my cheek. I'm gonna really lightly wiggle that brown in between my bottom lashes as well. Okay, we're moving on from the eyes for now. So blush is what's next, I think, and this is where it gets kind of complicated for me because again, I'm thinking like that like slightly wind burnt look, like that super beautiful like rosacea wind burn blush, and I think the better color for that would be like a more red than a maroon or purple, but or a pink, but I don't have one of those, so we're gonna improvise. I'm taking this lipstick. It's Rum Raisin LA Colors. It looks like this. And I'm starting with this, but it's not the only one I'm gonna use. And I feel like their blush, again, because it's like a windburnt look, it's focused really on like the apples of cheeks and down. Like it's sort of like, it's a continuation of the contour. Like it goes, and then the blush would be like here. So not like the, you know, a lot of people do their blush nowadays and they like try to lift their face, which I also do. I'm not like saying that's a bad thing, but I think for looks like these, it's like here and then kind of like the horizontal where it goes down a little bit here, and it's focused mostly in the cheek area and then kind of continuing in. I don't know what I'm talking about, but we're gonna start with this. And yes, I'm gonna put a fuck ton on because one, blush fades first, and two, I feel like these looks are really blush heavy. And also, I'm still gonna put powder over everything. So I'm just gonna smile and start here and work in this area, like a triangle right here almost. I don't want to go too far in yet though. And then I'm gonna work it into this way. I know that looks crazy. Don't worry. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same on this side, obviously. I feel like my lighting in here also is making this weird because this side of my face is like not in the same amount of light. Do it be better or worse if I turned that off? Wait, let's see. Okay, maybe that's better. I don't know. Still not enough. It's just not enough blush, guys. And we're also gonna put a little blush on our foreheads because I feel like they always have a little. Again, there's like, they're not contour heavy, and then like everywhere that there's usually contour is like a blushier shade. I feel like, I don't know. We're just gonna tap, 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 tap. Again, I've been out in the cold and the nice late fall, early winter air in a big cable knit sweater with my perfect shiny hair. This looks like illness, and that's okay. Again, I know it looks crazy now. I do. Have faith in me. And then you thought I was done with the blush? Wrong. I'm gonna take this shade as well, but basically the same general area. Don't worry, I have nowhere to go today, so if this turns out truly crazy and unfixable, then don't worry about it. That's kind of beautiful. Like, it looks crazy, but in a kind of beautiful way. Blush blindness. Oh my god, blush blindness. It's not a blindness if I'm doing it on purpose. I know what it looks like. Yes. No, this is what I wanted it to look like, and I know that sounds sarcastic, but yeah, no, yes. But I do still wish it was a little more, like, brick red than pinky red, but you know what? That's okay. Okay, so I'm putting powder on now. I'm not really baking, but like a little bit maybe. I don't know. Really get in here because that's always really shiny. This will be shiny again in moments from now, I swear. I do still feel like this isn't enough blush, and I know that sounds crazy, but I might add more. Okay, moving on to lips. So for the lips, I have a very specific, the lips are like a very important part of this whole look, and it's very specific in my head, but it's like, you know when you put on, you're like trying on shades of lipstick, and you are putting it on and taking it off and putting it on and taking it off, and your lips are kind of irritated and the color is kind of stained on there, and it's like a little blown out, like the edges are kind of like blown out, but not like in a messy way, in like a blurred kind of way. Like the Just Been Kissed look, kind of like a mix of tried on a bunch of lipsticks and Just Been Kissed kind of look. And then also being out in the cold. That's what I'm going for. But I don't know. I feel like it should be a little more red than I'm doing, but I don't love but it's not exactly red in my head. It's like almost natural, but not. I don't know. So we're starting with the Peel Off Lip Stain. I have it in the shade Pinked, which is like a little too pink for what I want, but we're gonna work with it. But we're starting here because One, I feel like the color is at least close-ish, and because I kind of like how messy it is, like it makes the edges of my lips like blown out and blurred in like a kind of messy way that looks a little stupid, but I feel like it works for this specifically. I feel like for eyelashes, this look really needs like beautiful eyelashes, and I can't provide that. The fake eyelashes that I have right now are way too dramatic for this look, and then my real eyelashes just aren't up to par what I need for this look. So just imagine this with beautiful, long, natural looking eyelashes. Use your imagination for that portion of this. Let's peel this motherfucker off, I think. It's been like 5 minutes and it's completely dry, so. Why does that look like that? Anyway, don't worry, this is not the final lip look. We're gonna fix it. Okay, I think this is low-key shaping up how I wanted it, except for the eyelashes. And before you're like, oh, you should curl your eyelashes, every eyelash curler that I've used has irritated my eyelids because of whatever metal it's made out of. Like, I just don't have eyelashes. That's crazy. Like, I'm going back and forth on whether or not to put mascara on my bottom lashes because I know people are against that nowadays, but I always do, and I do prefer it, but I don't know that it goes with this particular look. Would it be crazy of me to take this red and add it to the blush? Just ran out of storage, so that was really cool, but I did indeed put red on here, and I do think it was a good idea. And does it look kind of crazy? Yes. But is it almost exactly what I was picturing in my head? Also yes. Don't worry, it's not gonna look like this. I'm going to fix it. I'm just putting it on before I blend it out. See? Look. Is that still a lot of blush? Yes, but it's exactly what I wanted. The wind-burnt, slightly rosacea look. Okay. This is not really the color that I would normally use for this, but I don't know what color I would normally use for this. It's LA Colors Smooth Plum. I'm gonna really lightly line my lips with it. Just to fill in any like weird gaps, but like not harsh lines. I'm like sort of rubbing at it with my finger a little bit too. Again, to try and blur it a bit. Okay. This is kind of giving what I wanted it to give, a little bit. I'm not mad at it so far. So far, I'm like done, I think. I don't know. Is it crazy for me to say this still doesn't feel like enough blush? You don't have to answer that because I know the answer is yes. Should I just take down my hair now? What now? Wait, okay, sweater first and then hair. I'm under no illusion that the hair is gonna look good, mind you. I'm pretty sure it's gonna look actually bad and piss me off. Also, my phone keeps running out of storage and I'm like deleting everything that I can, but I need a new camera so badly. Oh my god, I can't even. Hang on. Okay, sweater on. Let's try and get my hair out of whatever is going on. I'm confused about this, actually. I can't see it, so I don't know what's going on. I think I'm just knotting it, which is not what I want. Does that do anything? I'm confused. What does that look like? I don't know, my hair's too long. Hair too long, camera too close. Okay, hang on. This is the part that matters. The bottom matters slightly less. Okay, let's just... Okay, well, hang on, let's back the camera up. Okay, wait, it's not great. It's not really curled. It's not really what I was picturing, but it kind of eats a little bit. Gaslighting myself. Okay, the volume's kind of nice. I feel like it has a nice volume and it's shiny, which is great. And now suddenly to me it looks like I'm wearing no makeup. I don't know what it is. I swear to God, my face absorbs makeup. I think I need to put Aquaphor on my lips or something. Well, did I achieve what I set out to achieve? I don't know. We do still have to go look at it outside with the weather and whatnot. But I don't know. I'm unsure. Maybe. A little bit. A little bit, yes, maybe. I will say I think that if this cape and lip sweater was white and maybe my hair was all brown instead of faded and purple, that it would maybe try to look together a little bit better. I think this is the closest I've gotten. Still not correct. I think I need different materials maybe. Like a reference image, for example. I also feel like maybe a full body shot outside with the full like outfit would have been helpful somehow. But again, the lighting was really, really bad outside. Look how red my nose is. But I do like it. I do like it. I know I keep saying that, but I do. I'm already too shiny though, you see that? But like imagine this sweater, some like kind of baggy jeans with like maybe a scarf, and I'm standing there with like fading foliage, and it's like that indie like grainy kind of warm toned soft, and I'm standing on like a porch, you know? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I achieved what I wanted to achieve, but I like it. It looks nice. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all when I see you all.